The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individual guests. If you're a sensitive snowflake that may get easily offended, then turn this off immediately. If you want to hear the real truth about the gun culture, then stick around. This is the Armed Citizen Podcast. What is going on, my Ghost Squad? Welcome to the Armed Citizen Podcast Live. This is episode number 151. We are obviously live on YouTube. If you're out there in the chat, welcome to the dark side. We hope we don't disappoint you. Can't guarantee it, but we're going to try not to disappoint you tonight. If you're out there, make sure you say hello in the chat. We don't know if you're out there unless you say something. If you have a question or comment to ask or whatever that you want to be read online, on live, then go ahead and tag myself or someone else in the pen, and we'll try to get to those. Can't guarantee we get to everybody, but you know, it's we're going to try to do our best. But if you can do that, we have the habit. You can always text or call questions into our Ghost Tactical Hotline presented by the Gun Cleaners, our good friends Rod and Shelly Gates. That number is 530-364-4678. So we appreciate you guys being out there. If you're watching in replay or listening in podcast form, God bless you. We hope we keep you attentive and listening. Hope you have a good time. We're going to have a good time tonight, but the conversation does not have to end right here. Utilize those comment sections below. Ask any questions, make any comments. Call me a dumbass. It's what it is. It is what it is. This episode is brought to you by our good friends at Sportsman's Guide. If you guys have anything that you have, whether it's outdoor related, it's fishing, hunting, camping, obviously shooting, anything that you can possibly want to do outdoors and you need some gear or supplies for that, go check out our good friends over at Sportsman's Guide. Great friends of the channel, great friends of gun lovers everywhere. The only thing that I can guarantee you that they're not going to have, not saying they don't have it, but I can guarantee they're not going to have everything, is ammo. But then again, who has ammo right now? So my question to the panel and my question to the chat right now is, if anyone knows of anywhere online that has 9mm or 22 LR or 223 ammo and 500 packs or more, please let me know, because I am in desperate need. I'm not in desperate need. I've got plenty of a stockpile, but I hate going into the stockpile. We've had this discussion before. I need to start replenishing that stockpile because in my OCD mind, I'm getting below a comfort level there. So let's bring in our friends and our panelists with us tonight. We've got the Carolina EDC Reviews. What's going on, man?
Oh, not much. I appreciate the invite.
Yeah, man, I've been wanting to get you on for a while, and I was going to ask you your email address, and I said, you know what, I bet you he's got it on his YouTube page. So I went over there, and sure enough, in the About section, like you're supposed to have, according to Clover Text After Hours, you had your email. So I sent it over to you, and I'm glad you can make it, man. You can always join anytime you want.
Appreciate it.
You got it. And from, I'm not going to call it the great state of Oklahoma because I can't stand Oklahoma, at least the Sooners college football team. But from the decent state of Oklahoma, my neighbor to the west, we've got the Gun Snob, just back from an adventure amongst adventures, man. How was the trip?
It was good. Tiring, but good. And I'm not a Sooners fan, so don't associate with them.
See, you just went another step up in my mind.
Yeah, but I wear orange and black, so.
I don't like Oklahoma State, but I don't despise OK State as much as obviously Oklahoma. Being a Longhorn, I have two rivals in my life that just will never change no matter what. And that's OU and that's A&M. So it is what it is. But no, thanks for coming on, bud. I'm glad you guys had fun. I'm glad you like we were talking about off air. Sometimes you need a vacation to recover from a vacation. So hope everything works out. And from the great state of Texas, the tactical leprechaun himself. What's up, Clove?
So Oklahoma is the Sooner state, and I had sooner go to any other state. So.
I agree. You know, they're proud of breaking the law, like people leaving early to go claim land that technically and legally probably wasn't shouldn't be if they left early, and they're proud about that. You know.
Yeah.
G23 says, "Text me." You text me, dude.
That's kind of sweet. There's like some connection out here.
I mean, I guess, but text me, baby. Text me. Let's see. Let's run through the crowd out there. We'll waste a few minutes. Let's say hi to people out there. You got Gun Loving Grandpa. What's up, Buck? Snobs out there. Steven Sheets. What's up, Steven? Steven, I guess, got Clover's care package, and one of the things in it, I guess, was a poker chip. I call it a challenge coin, but it's a poker chip of mine. He said, thanks for the chip, and my pleasure. Absolutely. Hope you enjoy it. Let's see here. Who else is out there? Clover's out there. Rich White, the 1%. Mystics out there. Snob's better half. And let's see here. Did I say 1%? I think I did. G23's out there. And he's still wanting me to text him. I don't know. Wayne Barnhart's out there. What's up, Wayne? And Off the X, my buddy Lance. I sent him a link tonight because we shoot a lot at the range together, and he's had a long day. So he's gonna sit back and listen. He says, not a problem. G23, I think I said, is out there. Carolina's out there pulling double duty. Jacob S. He says, I officially joined the gun community with my first firearm purchase. So welcome, Jacob. Let us know what your first firearm purchase was. Joe Ziola's out there.
It was a double barrel shotgun.
Was it? Okay. Patriot in the dark. I mean, here's the thing. Is he really part of the gun community? Is he part of the FUD community? I mean, let's be real about this. So.
FUD community is better than the gun community anyway.
Oh, okay. All right. FUD Life's out there. Speaking of FUD Life, I want to send a shout out to Patriot in the Dark. I talked to Miles on the phone today. He's got some cool stuff coming down the line for the channel, so just be on the lookout for that. That's all I'm going to say. I'll see if I would have scrolled down a little bit longer. Jacob did tell us what he already got. Let's see here. And Steven says Clover, he likes all the stuff. And let's see here. James Nelson, what's going on? New listener in Georgia. Welcome, James. Welcome to the dark side. Like I said, I cannot guarantee you that we're not going to make you dumber. I cannot guarantee you that we're going to do anything except for maybe talk a little bit about gun stuff, maybe educate you a little bit. If not, you can probably educate us, but we're going to have a good time talking about some different things at the range and all that. So Mystic wants to make sure that we know that she is no longer associated with anything that's snob related. So just saying. FNH is out there. He's saying Such. I don't believe Such is here. Be nice if Such came by, but I don't know why he tagged Such, but okay. Carolina's wondering the same thing. Such, hey, Mr. FNH, I appreciate you, but you might be in the wrong chat if you think this is Such. I'm not going to go through a 45-minute, I love Such. He is my go-to guy for reviews. I'm not going to talk about a 45-minute about this pin right here.
Yeah, or an ammo can. That was the most ridiculous one I've ever seen from Such. It was literally 40-something minutes on an ammo can.
I mean, I know that people make fun of Such, and they make fun of, a lot of different people that make long, drawn out. There are some that I really do like of Such. But yeah, an ammo can, this pen has 5 different ink colors, or 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm not very good at math. It has 4 ink colors. Can you imagine how long it would take for him to do a video on a pen that has 4 different ink colors? I mean, good Lord. Budget's out there. What's up, Budget? Hope you're doing well. I hope he's probably at work. Hope you're safe out there. All right, let's get going. Enough of all the bullshit. But what we're going to talk about first tonight is just for anybody, but it's kind of geared to, I've got a lot of questions from newer gun owners on some videos about maybe some etiquette or what's some good stuff to do at the range. I've never been to the range before. What should I look out for? What should I not do at the range? So that's going to be the first topic tonight. I want to run it through the room. I want to start with Carolina. If you could give one piece of advice, whether it's what to do or what not, let's start with what to do. One piece of advice to someone who's never been to the shooting range before. What would that piece of advice be?
Good question. I suggest
one,
I suggest if you are a first time gun owner, I suggest to either get some help or have somebody that that knows anything about firearms to help them out in case they have some kind of issue or question. I think that's be the best thing to do if you're a first time gun owner.
Yeah, I agree. It's one of those things that the last thing that you want to do is, it need to be something as simple as they just bought their first gun. They get to the range, and what if they have a malfunction? And it's something as simple as a malfunction, but they don't know how to fix it because they've never been to the range or had anyone teach them. So yeah, that's a great one. Snob, what about you? This is for what to do going to the range. If you give one piece of advice to a new gun owner or anyone. You are muted like a sumbitch.
What to do or
This
what
is
not
what
to do?
to do right now.
Okay, I thought it was what not to do. Have fun.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that we've talked about this in other chats and other people's chats, but sometimes it's as much as taking an apple or a watermelon. I know we make fun of Hickok all the time, and Hickok got famous for shooting a pumpkin. Well, guess what? The reason why he did is because a lot of people like that. And if you're out there shooting a gun, sometimes a reactive target, sometimes it's a cheap piece of fruit or whatever. Anything that you can do to have fun, absolutely, I'm all for it. Clover, we're going to start into with you on this one. What to do, one piece of advice.
Pick up all the brass you can and send it to me.
There you go. There you go.
Safety, without a doubt. Don't worry about don't worry about much else. And what's the old saying? Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. So, take your time, focus in on safety and getting those fundamentals down first.
Yeah. Rich says 40 minutes on an ammo can. It better have a damn good ammo can. I agree. It wasn't. It was just, it was nothing special, nothing that warranted 40 minutes. I'll put it that way. Wayne out there, and he says, know the safety rules. There you go. Safety, safety, safety. Jacob says he has a quick question for a shotgun. And the question is, it was made in the 30s. Do you guys think that it would be safe to shoot with current cartridges for 12 gauge? What do you guys think about that? EDC, Carolina, what do you got first?
Yeah, I better take it somewhere to a gunsmith, have it check it out real good, and just to make sure it's safe to fire. I mean, I'm not really sure about old firearms, but in my opinion, that's what I would do.
So I'm going to have this next one. This is going to be a battle between the guy that does this old guns and the guy that's Fud Life. So Snow, I'm going to let you have the first shot at this one. 30 shotgun made in the 30s using current and today's current cartridges. What do you think about that?
I'd take it out and shoot it. I mean, as long as it ain't got no cracks or nothing, look at it. If it locks up and ain't got no cracks, I'd shoot it.
Yep. Clover, what about you? I hear you. No, I hear you. What about you?
Totally agree, but I would have a caveat. It being in the 30s, that's new enough that it's not going to be likely, very, very likely not going to be Damascus, which is what you see with your old black powder shells. But I would say it being nearly 100 years old, I would take it out and shoot it, but I wouldn't run any more in birdshot. I mean, I wouldn't get crazy with high brass buckshot.
You wouldn't run slugs?
Nah, I don't think I would.
I'd give me some 3 inches, and if they don't fit, just drive them in with a hammer.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. If everything looks good, no cracks in the barrel, I mean, no bulges. I mean, you run a bore scope or with a 12 gauge, you ought to be able to hold up the light and see the bore really well. Don't see any damage, like Snob said. If it locks up well and all that, I wouldn't be afraid to run some high brass buckshot or slugs through it. But
there's probably no real need.
You're talking about it being nearly 100 years old, and anything I own as it gets old, I tend to baby it along as much as I can.
Yeah,
don't want to push your luck.
But I mean, I also have a gun, 12 gauge shotgun made out of 2 pieces of pipe, and it holds up.
This is true. And I was waiting for a 40-minute review on that, by the way. Never got out.
I'll get right on that.
Yeah, I'm sure. Let's see here. I like what G23 is going with this. He says, talk to a range officer or a staff member, have them help you. Because here's the thing. This is where I was going to go with this. It's very important to find out. My thing was going to be find out what the range rules are. The last thing you want to do at my range, you can pretty much do what you want to. I'm the pistol director, so I don't care. As long as you're safe, do it. But a lot of ranges won't let you draw from a holster. They won't let you move. They won't let you shoot at steel. They won't let you do a lot of things. They're very, very restrictive. So make sure with the range rules that you're going to go into to make sure that you don't do anything that's going to get you booted. Because the last thing you want to do is on the first time you go to a range, get kicked off the range. So I like what everyone else said, but I would also make an addition to that is know the range rules and all that. And they should have them posted, at the range or whatever. Let's see here. I like where roll call's going with this. He said rapid fire. That's part of having fun, right? I mean, once you're familiar with the firearm and you've got an idea of what the trigger's going to do, what the recoil is going to be, then hell yeah, rapid fire, man. Have a good time with it. As long as you're safe with it, rapid fire that thing and see what it's like. Because a lot of people are never going to know what it's like to shoot fast if you've never done it. So go for it. Let's see here. I like Wayne. He says tannerite. We're talking about reactive targets. We're using fruit and all that. But if you want to really have a really good time, you might just well go with some tannerite. You can get tannerite at your local gun shop, and it's cheap you don't need a whole lot of it to have a lot of fun either. So you guys use tannerite every now and then. Any of you guys, go ahead and feel free to just jump in.
I haven't in a long time, but that's because I'm a tightwad.
Make your own, man. It's cheaper.
Never.
And it's a bigger.
I'm sure there's a video out there on how to do that, but
way bigger boom. Yeah, contact me privately somehow.
Yeah, there you go. He's everywhere, man. He's clover tack. I mean, all you gotta do is put like a 4-leaf clover up in the sky, and he'll find you. He's like a Batman. Let's see here. Guero says, I miss shooting, got me quarantine in a room plus ammo too expensive. Yeah, quarantine, man, this stuff. And there's a lot of people out there whose ranges are closed, and I feel for it. That really sucks. But ammo is an issue right now. I mean, are you guys still having issues? I'm having issues trying to find ammo. I could find a box of like 15, but it's like double the price almost, but I can't find anything. I even went to LAX. And they usually I've had good luck with their reloaded 9mm ammo in the past, getting it like in bulk. But even the reload stuff is out of stock. So I don't know if you guys found any ammo anywhere that I don't know about.
Local gun shop here is pretty good about it.
Yeah, mine's not.
Ben.
I keep seeing it at different places. Natchez had it the other day, 1,000 rounds, but I just hate to give $299 1,000, so I'm just.
That's what I'm saying. I've found them, but I'm not going to go pay 42 cents a round. Like you should get them for 13 or 15 at the most, So I don't know. Let's see here. Mag Dump G23 says, and Jacob says, how do you get introduced to a private gun range or a range community? I mean, honestly, it's real. I'm sure they have, most ranges these days at least have a website. A lot of them will have a Facebook page. I know that ours, we have a website and a Facebook page and all of that. But most of them in your area are going to have at least a website, maybe a person of contact. Call them and ask them, hey, are you guys going to have any, fun shoots or any events that are open to the public? I'd love to come in and take a look. Worst case scenario is say, hey, I'm new to the firearms community. I'm looking for a range to shoot at. Is there anyone that would be willing to take me out there and let me shoot to see if I want to join? If they're wanting to get new members, then there's someone's going to step up and say, yeah, absolutely, meet me up there this weekend and we'll shoot. So just contact them, either email or through Facebook or call someone. If on their website, there's bound to be some way to contact them. So that's what I would do. Any of you guys have any other options to maybe get a hold of a private range?
Gun shops. People that do, and you can find that on Facebook a lot of times, Facebook pages or something. People that do your license to carry, concealed carry stuff, because they usually need a place to do that. So they may know of some place. So yeah, your instructors, your trainers, and gun shops.
Yeah. Let's see here. I saw this. Now, this is going to go to our next segment of what not to do, but Rich says, do not mag dump AR-10 in an indoor range unless you want to piss everybody else. Yeah. Not only piss them off, but probably be asked to leave or forced to leave. So TPC's out there saying, stop by to give me a thumbs up. Appreciate you, brother. Mountain Cat. How you doing, Mountain Cat? I don't remember seeing that name around, but welcome to the dark side. Hope we don't disappoint too much. We're going to disappoint you, I promise, but not too much. Buck, who's a member at my range, says, make sure you go with someone who knows about shooting so you don't get into bad habits from the start. That's the biggest problem with Buck is he started going with me and he was screwed at that point. I mean, it's just what it is. TPC says got over 1,000 rounds of 9, should have lasted him 20 years. If I had 1,000 rounds of 40, that would definitely last me 20 years. But he might think of 9mm as I do of 40. But Buck says going to Fort Thompson and see what they have. If you're going by Fort Thompson, they've got me some. Call me. I'll have you pick something. I'll pay you when I see you next. Because if anyone's going to have it around here, it'd be Fort Thompson. So go ahead.
I realized the other day playing around with my 10mm that I could, if I really needed to, run 40 through my 10mm, and there is some 40s sitting around.
Yeah, around here there is. 40s probably the only handgun, not just pistol, but handgun ammo that I can find around here.
There was some 500. There was some 500. There was some 500 Smith and Wesson the other day on the shelf.
That's not something that I think our local gun shop typically carries a whole lot of. So, Oh, okay. So Kathy changed. Okay, my bad. So Mountain Cat said, "This is Kathy." There you go. I did not realize you changed your screen name. So there you go. Welcome back then. Let's see here. He says, I have 7,000 rounds of 40. We're truly opposite. Yeah, I mean, and I get it. And I don't care. I like taking jabs at 40, just like I like taking jabs at the squids, but it is what it is. Rich says 762 by 39 is nowhere. Yeah, I mean, 308, 762 by 39, 223, 9, 22 LR. Those are typically the rounds that I will shoot, and I can't find anything. I mean, anything. I went down to Academy last week, and I dropped something off to my daughter, went inside, nothing. And I asked the guys, is there anything at other academies that I could have them mailed to me? You went in the system inside the state of Arkansas at academies, nothing. And they weren't even sure when they were going to get any more. So it's getting pretty interesting for someone who doesn't reload like myself. And I kind of wish I started reloading. Carolina, do you reload? And if so, are you reloading a lot right now, or what's going on?
No, I wish I did reload. As far as ammo, my local gun shop is the only place I can be able to find any. I shoot a lot of 9mm, so that's what I typically shoot. There is a company online. It's called Grindheart. Yeah, Grindheart Ammo, and they always updating their website on ammunition every 4 hours. So they mostly sell 500 rounds and up at a time. They don't sell single boxes. So they have defensive ammo. I think they use Helo. I think it's I can't remember what they use, but they have a lot of defense ammo in 9mm. But they always update every 4 hours.
What is the name of that again? Because I haven't heard of that.
Grind Hard Ammo.
Okay, all right. I have not heard of them. So I need to go check them out. And I don't mind, like you said, you're talking about selling in 500 or more. That's what I'm looking for, actually. So let's see here. That is for you. Okay. Thank you, whoever sent that. I'll look at it here in a minute. I didn't see who sent it, but someone sent me a text. Thank you. Grind Hard Ammo. Okay, fantastic. I will definitely take a look. Thanks to that. All right, so I'm going to start with Clover on this one. We're going to flip the script now and talk about obviously for first-time people, but if someone hasn't been to the range in a long time, or anyone, what's one piece of advice that you tell what not to do at the range?
Leave the attitude in the pickup.
Okay, so you're saying do not bring an attitude to the range?
Right. Be open-minded.
Mm-hmm. No, I hear you. Yeah, I remember, and I've always been going to ranges for a long time, but I went to this particular range that I'm going to talk about. I went there once, and I kind of went against that a little bit, because I showed up, and there were like 2 or 3 people there, and they were older gentlemen shooting older relic guns, which is awesome. I enjoyed watching that. But they would take like one shot every 3 minutes, and they'd want to go down range at 7 yards, by the way. They want to go down range after every single shot and inspect, what they were doing at 7 yards. And I'm sitting there going, I mean, I can't do what I want to do because you're going down range every 3 minutes. So that really upset me. But I did. I had an attitude. towards them. I haven't gone back, but yeah, I see what you're saying. Don't have an attitude. I get it. Snob, what about you? What's the one thing not to do at the range?
Don't shoot yourself or anybody else.
Well, that's damn good. No, I mean, it sounds something as simple as that. People laugh about it. And I laughed about it, but yeah, for sure. It goes back to the safety thing, man. You can't have fun if someone's hurt, Carolina, what about you? What's the one piece of advice of what not to do?
They pretty much said everything not to do already, but yeah, just be safe. Don't be horsing around and playing, and yeah, just be safe.
Yeah, I would say this is coming from someone that's on the border of the range and a pistol director at one. I would say this: if you're going to go in, especially if you're going as a guest, respect that range. Don't leave trash. If you're going to take McDonald's or water bottles or whatever, don't leave it lying around. Don't wait for someone else to pick up after you. I'd say that one of the biggest things that it doesn't happen on the pistol range. I think people know me, that I will jump them and I will have no problem calling them out publicly. But at the rifle range, we have people that about once a month, I'll get a call from a buddy who's the rifle director, and he'll say, I went up there to change the trash out, kind of clean up, and there was about 400 rounds of 223 or whatever just sitting on the ground like in a pile. It's like they swept it up and put it in a nice pile, but left the pile there. We have a big bucket for brass, that's just disrespectful. Don't do that. Pick it up. Pick up your brass, like Clover says. Send it to him, or most people are going to have a big brass bucket or something that you can put it in. But yeah, don't leave brass lying around. Don't leave your trash lying around. Don't leave your targets out. Take your targets back inside. If it's not something you have to do, is do your own targets. We have people leaving stuff out there all the time and just say, well, I don't feel like going to the target, so I'm going to leave it, and someone else will get it. That drives me.
Can I add something to that?
Absolutely, man. Just jump in.
Yeah, another thing that really gets me when you go to the range is people trying to talk to you while you're trying to shoot, because a lot of the ranges you pay by the hour, so you're trying to get your money worth.
Yeah. Yeah. Patriot says don't leave your ammo or gear at home. That's true. Kind of hard to shoot if you don't have ammo. But no, you're right. Unless someone is seemingly looking for and open to having discussions and all of that, don't go up and down the line and asking everybody, "Hey, what you shooting?" Don't do that unless you can tell if they're talking to other people about their guns and all that. I will say another thing. I personally don't care. If you want to shoot my guns, you can, but don't walk up and down the line also asking everyone if you could shoot their gun because you're new. Some people will, if they don't care, a lot of people will just offer, "Hey man, you want to shoot the gun? Then go for it." But I don't like people saying, "Hey man, you mind if I shoot your gun?" Well, if I wanted you to shoot my gun, I'd offer you to shoot my gun. But that's just it's etiquette. There is etiquette about that and all. So this is what it is. I don't think that was for me. All right, so we're gonna open the discussion up now for everyone and just talk about some of the fun things you do at the range, maybe when you take one out. So I'll start with Snob. When you're taking someone to the range, I don't care if they're new to guns or not, but if you're taking someone to the range, what are some of the fun things that you do to make sure they usually have a good time?
Shoot fun targets, not paper. At least steel, but like pop cans or stuff like that, water bottles even. Fill up anything, have reactive targets. And then I'd like to, like when me and my buddy shoot together a lot, we'll play like horse basically, and that, do stupid stuff. Not kind like dangerous stuff. A little bit. Yeah. And then do stuff like setting brass on the top of the target or the stuff and shooting the brass off without hitting the steel target, stuff like that.
Nice. Clover, what about you? Is there anything that you do, routinely when you bring in someone to the range that or to your house or whatever to shoot that maybe it helps them have a good time, maybe relaxing or whatever?
Bring a lot of guns.
Yeah.
Variety is the spice of life.
Yep. Yeah. Carolina, what about you? Do you do anything special to kind of maybe ensure people that are with you that they'll have a good time at the range?
Yeah, I'm about the same with Clover. Just bring as many guns as possible,
Yeah. Now, Jacob out there says he's never been to a range. It's always in a field, and that's cool. I mean, there's, Snob does probably most of his shooting on his property, but if you're going to go to someone's field, it's the same thing. If it's your own field, that's great. But if you have to go to someone else's field, make sure you know what their neighbors are, where they are, who they are, what directions are safe to shoot at, what are not, what distances.
Don't shoot cows.
Don't shoot cows. That could be, unless you're hungry.
As someone who, and I would assume this would apply maybe for Snob and his pasture and range and stuff, but with my range, there's many people that have open invitations to use my range just whenever, right? And so, but what aggravates me is when I have people and they're all told, just let, you're welcome to it anytime, just let me know. And I'll be in the house and all of a sudden it's boom, 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 boom. And you're like, what the crap? What's good? Yeah. Or I could be in here trying to record a podcast. You know what I mean? Or, I come home and, obviously somebody's been here. There's shotgun shells all over the ground or this, that, or the other. And you're like, who the crap was I? I don't know. Right. And it's like, I need to know because kind of what you said, if I have a neighbor, those people don't live here. Those neighbors see the vehicles up and down the county road, and then they hear gunshots or something. And then next thing you know, the sheriff's department's out. They're wondering what's going on or something weird. And it's like, just make sure the landowner knows. It's that simple.
And I'm sure that when you allow people onto your range ahead of time, you've told them what those range rules are. Like, they know what they have to do or what they cannot do when they're on your property. So
that conversation gets into the whole other thing of what if you own a range or something, right?
Sure.
Because I've had to, as I've given an open invitation for people to come out, I've had to modify what I tell them. It's like, okay, you can't, because somebody inevitably does something that causes me grief or work or whatever. And you're like, then you got to modify. So the next person you come out, you got to tell everybody you've told, hey, make sure you don't do this. And then everybody in the future, you got to make sure, because one idiot screwed it up for everybody.
And it's something that you probably never thought about. You would have to tell somebody that, but it's like, well, this guy just did this. So now
like your target boards, right? I mean, I've got 4x4 posts that hold up the plywood for my target backs. Yeah. And so you can see where the screws are screwing the plywood in. And it's like, don't put a target on the uprights. That's what holds everything up. Don't shoot those. Shoot through the plywood. That's fine. That's easy to throw another piece on for $7 or whatever, screw it in and I'm done. But I don't want to have to get out the backhoe and dig a hole or whatever, but replace a post. Come on.
It's amazing to me when I go to the range and I have to, we've got a bunch of target frames and all that. They're 1x2s or whatever. And it's amazing. Either people are intentionally trying to destroy the wood target frames, or there's just seriously some really bad shots. Either way, it pisses me off because, I've got I try to keep 12 target stands at once going, but I've got maybe 20 or 30 more in the warehouse, and I don't like pulling those out. A target stand should last more than a week or two. People are just destroying them. It's like, what the hell's wrong with you people? Let's see here. Now, Buck says, kind of going about what Clover was saying about bringing a lot of guns. If you're going to take guns to the range, make sure you have ammo. And that's true. I mean, it's one of those things where if you're going to bring guns for other people to shoot, you can't expect them to bring ammo for 4 different, caliber of guns, whether it's rifle, handgun, and all that. That's just kind of one of those things. And that's what I do is I'll bring usually 2 or 3 different handguns and a couple different rifles or PCC or something. And I always bring several of them with me. But I try to bring, I don't bring a ton, but I'll bring maybe 100 rounds of ammo for all of them, so people would have a chance to shoot. I want them to shoot more than just a magazine. I want them to experience, especially if they've never shot an AR, they've never shot a PCC or AR pistol, and they want to know, let them go through 2 or 3 mags and let them experience the whole thing. So that's kind of what you do.
And one thing I'll do too, because you're able to throw it out kind of like a buffet, is what I'll do. And I don't have far to take my stuff anyway, but rather than trying to load up 10 or 12 different pistol cases and tote them all or whatever, I'll take them out of those and I'll put them in a rifle case. You can get a lot of handguns in a rifle case.
Yes, you can.
And then just take one case out there and just open it up for them, and they can pick through that. They're all in one spot. And also, if you're on a range that's not your range, the potential for somebody to have sticky fingers, I think, is pretty low in the firearm community on a range, but it can happen. So, having them all in one place like that, maybe.
I never thought about that. I've never had that experience. I've had someone steal ammo of mine a few years back at a competition shoot. I was up in Tulsa. This guy walked off with 150 rounds of my ammo out of my. I'm one of those dudes, but I have like a pull cart that for competitions. I've got lunch and water and drinks and all that I pull around. And I had about 2 stages left, and I go there, start trying to reload some mags, and my ammo's gone. Like, dude stole 150 rounds out of my ammo box, and I was like, "What?" Luckily, everyone's pitched and let me have enough ammo to finish the round. But I've never heard of anyone stealing a gun, so I guess that's something that I never thought about saying. Had to say it. If you're gonna go to a range, don't steal someone's fucking guns. That should not have to be told. But have you guys, Carolina or Tom, have you ever been around where someone's stolen a gun or at the range?
No, just ammo. I had somebody stole some ammo from me at the range one time.
Yeah, I mean, ammo. It's just that's bad enough, but damn it, a gun. That would, man.
I don't know how likely that would be, but I do know that guns get stolen from gun shows all the time.
Oh yeah, sure.
So there's a little bit different caliber of people that go to gun shows rather than they're going to be on the range. I mean,
yeah,
you can't lump everybody together, of course. So the probability is there. Is it probable? No, but there is a slim chance that it could happen. So you want to make sure you keep an eye on your stuff, and having it together is one way you can do that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Philo's out there. What's up, Fee? Fee says, dueling trees, a timer, and a little imagination. You can entertain your friends. No, I will say this. I love dueling trees. I think they're fun as hell. If you're going to introduce a dueling tree to someone who's new to guns, be prepared. They're going to get frustrated as hell at first. But yeah, I think a dueling tree, the timer. I wouldn't know if I go timer right away, maybe towards the end once they get more comfortable. But yeah, dueling trees are fun, man. It's just, if you ever want some ideas of what you can do, go watch the old episodes of Top Shot, and you'll see some really cool stuff. If you've got the space and availability, there's some really cool stuff out there. Kind of like what Snob was saying, playing horse, where put up some gumballs or whatever, shooting brass off of something, and that is kind of fun.
One of the funnest targets, and if you've got a bowling alley in your area, odds are they'll give you their old bowling pins. Pins, and I mean,
those things are fun to shoot. They do a lot more than you think.
Yeah, it's in order to knock a bowling pin down. I mean, if it's on a fairly flat surface anyway, you have to hit it. You have to hit it just right a lot of times. There's a very small area there.
It explodes a little bit more than people would think also.
Yeah, and the other thing is what's interesting is you start shooting bowling pins and you'll realize with that rubber coating that's on them, that rubber coating will stop a 9mm round at 10 yards. And then they're made.
That's all made with
yeah, I know. And then they're made with a really hard wood internally as well. And bowling pins, man, can take just round after round after round. It's crazy.
Yeah, they're fun. Wayne says he likes to draw a dartboard and have a little competition with the rounds instead of darts. Yeah, I did. I think a couple of years ago, one of the Drill the Months was a dartboard game. That's always fun. I've been doing the dartboard stuff for a long time. It's a great time to do that.
Battleship's a good one. You can get those targets.
Yep. You got one like poker and stuff like that. There's all sorts of stuff out there you can find.
I went in Atwoods today, which is like a little farm and ranch store that has guns and stuff. And I was really just looking because they've been having 9 occasionally, but you only got like a 1 box limit. But I thought, well, I'll stop in there. I was driving by. And they had a bunch of targets that I had never seen before there. So they're like $3 a piece, and they're just paper targets. So they were kind of neat. They had like these ropes. They had the star, and you shoot the star out like the stupid carnival game.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had light the fuse and some sticks of dynamite. I mean, they were just kind of neat little targets, I guess. I didn't buy any or anything, but
yeah, there's all sorts of stuff you can have fun with. I mean, hell, you can make your own. You can go, if you've got Photoshop or something, go an 8.5 by 11 template and go on Google and put different shapes or whatever and print that out for nothing. You get creative, but yeah, you can do all sorts of cool stuff. Like Patriot says, when you leave home, don't grab the wrong bag and leave your ammo and show up with your kid's overnight bag. I'll take that point right there. Absolutely. Let's see here. I'm going to try if I can go back up here. See if I missed anything. 223's out there. What's going on? Let's see here. G23 says, I have never fired a full auto HK91. HK91s are pretty damn cool. Everyone knows my affinity for the MP5. Honestly, I would say that the most fun, like if I could pick one, we'll go through the room on this one, but if I could pick, because this is going to be that kind of a transition to the next one, the most fun that I've probably ever had shooting guns. Now, I haven't shot like a minigun or anything, but I've shot 50 cals and M60s and 240s and Mark 19. I've shot some pretty cool shit in my life, but I would say the most fun is shooting a full auto, like true AK. A true AK full auto are just an absolute blast to shoot. Carolina, to kind of transition, we'll go into more depth, but is there one gun that comes to your mind that's like the most fun you've ever shot?
I haven't really shot any full auto. That's one of my bucket lists. Hopefully do that soon here. Desert Eagle was one of my favorites. I mean, it was pretty fun to shoot.
The funny thing about the Deagles is we were at the range. This is probably a month or so ago, and several of us were over there. I think even Buck was there. But we were at the rifle range, and we were kind of tearing stuff down from shooting and all of that stuff. And all of a sudden, we hear this just like enormous cannon sound from the pistol range. I was like, oh, hell no. Like someone's over there shooting a rifle at the pistol range. Like I was getting ready to go and beat some ass. So I called ceasefire at the rifle range, and I walked around down there and came around, and guy had a Desert Eagle. So, I mean, yeah, you don't see them very often, but they're fun to shoot. I don't know if they're the most practical thing, but if you just want fun to shoot, yeah, man, Desert Eagles are a great time to shoot. Snob, what about you? Anything that comes to your mind? Like, what's the favorite, like, most fun gun that you've shot?
I mean, full auto is definitely fun, but I think that BFR 3030 I want to shoot a 45-70 BFR now.
Yeah,
rifle caliber revolvers are fun.
Yeah. I've never shot a rifle caliber revolver, and it does sound like it'd be fun. I don't, maybe that's something that'll get me into revolvers, just shooting some of that shit. I'm sure Clover's got a couple of those. But Clover, what about you? You're gonna probably come up with some fudge shit,
No, actually not. I mean, as far as favorite that I've shot that I do not own.
Okay, sure, yeah,
that's a totally different scenario.
Sure.
Man, a full auto Vector, dude. It's just
that Vector is fun as hell, man.
Oh man, those are fun. I forgot about that.
Just amazing.
So fast.
Amazing.
Well, it's not show the range that you have like 9 rounds, and it was like, and it's like,
yeah, it's gone.
That's like it's like half a second. And I was like, wow, that was. Can I get another mag? You're like, no, man. I'm like, oh my, like that was all it was. It was awesome though. It was great. Yeah, sorry about that. Go ahead.
No, I mean that's mine. Yeah.
Yeah, the Vector is pretty awesome. Now, so what as far as stuff that you do own, I don't know if you want to talk about it or not, but what's kind of one of the most fun ones?
Currently it's this Underhammer black powder, dude. I mean,
that was coming. I thought that was coming.
That's gonna change. I mean, that when you talk about one I own, that's gonna change depending on the day of the week and other things. And for right now, yeah, it's gonna be that
he's been rapid firing that thing all week.
Rapid fire. Yeah. 1 round for 3 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I saw the what was it, the lawn chair pop when you had the black powder handgun. That took forever. I can only imagine what that rifle's doing.
It's a little bit quicker to do the rifle than it is the revolver, but you only get one shot as opposed to 5. So,
yeah. Wayne says if I shoot someone else's gun, I offer to help clean them afterwards. That's a great thing to do. I mean, honestly, if someone offered to clean my guns, I'd say, hey, man, thanks. But I actually enjoy cleaning my guns. That's just something that relaxes me. I can sit there watching TV or something and clean them while I'm watching or whatever, watching a movie. But yeah, I would say that at least, and don't let it be one of those like, empty gestures of, hey, maybe clean your gun knowing that they don't, but I think that, yeah, that was something like that. Or, hey, can I give you $10 for that ammo or whatever, offering that. It's always a nice, and most people are going to say, no, don't worry about it. That's the reason why they brought it. But yeah, it would be nice, to say, hey, can I, here's $20. I shot, 100 rounds of your stuff. You mind? No, don't worry about it. But maybe that would be a nice gesture to have for sure. Now Arminthia wants to let you know that I guess that she's home.
Yeah, no, I've been texting her. It's all good.
So okay, that's one. Okay, if you need to leave, I got it. I hear you, but
I'm good.
She's got home from work. That's a good thing. So yeah, 223 says we have our own 200 acres and 40 acres of it is open field, which is awesome. Yeah, that would be awesome. I actually had looked into a year or so ago, looking to buy some property from a buddy of mine. He has a bunch of acres. I was going to buy a portion of it for my own range, and he ended up selling it before I got a chance to buy a piece of it. So it is what it is. But I'd love to own some property at one point to be able to do my own range. That'd be great. TPC's the M134 is awesome. Philo says, I put 8-inch targets on the tree, lean it all the way forward, and just put it under 10 yards. People hit it pretty easily. Yeah, anything that you can do that's just going to have, have fun with. Like Patriot out there says he brings an axe and split the bullet. Who was that? Who did that? Who made that famous? Was that Annie Oakley, or was that Wild Bill, or someone made it famous back in the 1800s of splitting the round with the axe? I can't remember who that was, but yeah, stuff like that's fun.
I like what the Poor Conservative says. I'm fat. I offer to buy pizza. That's a pretty good one.
Oh, hell yeah. Like that. Absolutely. Food, yeah. If you're going to go to the range with someone and they're going to bring you in and let you shoot their guns, yeah, bring it, have a pizza delivered or bring it with you. That would feed everybody, bring a cooler of water. That's another thing you don't want to do. Is probably not a good idea to bring beer or alcohol to the shooting range. Just saying. Yeah. I've had people do that. Hey, anybody want a beer? Oh, hey, no. And if you've been drinking, then I don't want you shooting at my range. So, but yeah, it sounds bad, but yeah, some people don't think about that stuff. But yeah, I think that bringing a pizza, or bringing something, absolutely, that'd be awesome.
Cookies, man. We have cookies.
Cookies. Snacks or some sort. Yeah, anything. I always keep like a loaf of bread and some goober. People that know me know that I love goober, but I always bring like a loaf of bread and some goober just in case people get hungry. And I know that goober's not the greatest, but it's a quick peanut butter jelly real quick, Patriot says the M249. 249, 240. I like the M60 a little bit better. But yeah, the saws are awesome. They're fun as hell to shoot. So if you ever get a chance to go shoot some kind of a saw, they are fun to shoot. I like what Wayne's saying. Also the dudes on the range is dress appropriately for newbies. And that doesn't mean you get to show up tactical. At all. It just means,
closed-toe shoes.
Closed-toe shoes. I would not wear a tank top. You can if you want, but there's a good chance the brass is going to, it can burn. It can hurt, like a t-shirt and, some kind of tennis shoes. That's all you need. You don't have to be all tactical out there. If you show up all kitted up, I'm going to laugh at your ass and I'll still shoot with you, but I'm going to laugh at you. But,
when it's hot, I just wear my flip flops and Speedo and shoot, but that's just me.
That's a whole different channel, by the way. Yeah. We don't talk about that channel.
Flip flops and speedo video coming to a theater near you, or a red box near you. Probably it's going straight to video. It was so good. I mean, I don't even know what to say to that. I mean, just the mental picture of that ruined my mind.
You're welcome.
I was hungry. I was starving before the show started. I am no longer hungry. Yeah, I appreciate you. G23 says it has a judge. I never shot a judge, actually, and I've heard they're fun as hell to shoot. You guys shoot a judge before?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I've never shot one. I've heard they're fun.
Not a fan, but they're
not
fun.
It's a bucket list thing, but I'd like to shoot one eventually.
The judge is one of those that is so popular, right? Of the judge and the governor. Judge is Taurus, governor to Smith and Wesson. Yeah. And they're super popular. And that, for the life of me, I don't get it. And I've shot a lot of guns that are that way, but I don't get it. Fun, yeah, but I mean, it's like, what do you use it for? It's not really accurate. It doesn't really fit into any category or check any box, but it's fun.
Yeah. Here's a question I want to bring up to everybody. And Jacob says, do you think if someone tried to bump fire at a range, they'd be thrown out? I don't know. It's up to the individual range. I would, if I was there and I saw someone bump firing, you can bump fire with a belt loop. I mean, it's if you know what you're doing. I would say that if they obviously you'll be able to tell very quickly if they know what they're doing. If they're able to do it in a safe way and they're having fun but still being safe bump firing, I wouldn't care. If they're being unsafe, then obviously hell no. But there are a lot of ranges that aren't going to allow even the I won't call it full auto, but the effect of full auto. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think about that? But this way, if someone showed up to your house, Clover, at your range behind the house, and they wanted to bump fire, what would you say?
That's all day long. I don't care. Full auto, grow whatever you want.
As long as it ain't my ammo.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
There are some stipulations when you get on this range. I mean, the one here at the house been 75 yards. I mean, I've got the 50 BMG. Obviously, I don't shoot it. That's entirely too close. 75 yards.
75 yards would be fun as hell to see what it would do to something.
Too much mass, too much velocity to catch a ricochet or do something crazy, and I just don't risk it.
And I'm sure that your neighbors would love that.
Oh, that wouldn't bother them as much as I fire off tannerite and other things. It's not a big deal. What I was going to say about the ranges and the full auto, a lot of people, they dig on ranges because they don't allow 50 caliber. They don't allow full auto.
We don't allow 50 caliber.
Yeah. And it doesn't have anything to do. It has to do with the degrading effect, the degradation, is that the word, of the berms, is right. Why most of your ranges don't allow that. It eats up the berm so fast that they start allowing full auto stuff, because it's not just one round and then another round, and it's just repeatedly. And it's like digging the berm out with a shovel. It really is.
No, I hear you. Let's see here. Oh, Jeff's out there from Gear Report. What's up, homie? Jeff says full auto 22 LR is fun, cheap, and manageable recoil for newbies. 22 LR full auto is a blast. It really is. Absolute blast.
Heck, BB gun or airsoft is too, for that matter. Yeah, I mean, anything full auto.
Joe's out there, says shot a Scar 16 full auto and a Desert Eagle on bachelor party. I don't know. Maybe I'm misspelling it wrong, but bachelor party is pretty awesome. It looks like a bachelor, doesn't it? Baccalaureate, like like the red. It's bachelor, I'm sure, but bachelor party was awesome. Yeah, Scars are pretty good. He said his range is not allowed. I'm assuming he's talking about maybe doesn't allow full auto. I don't know. There's a lot of ranges that don't allow full auto. Tara's out there. How you doing, Tara? The only use I've found that a judge or governor is perfect for is sleeping in a semi. There's a driver sleeping a few feet away in another fiberglass box. It's a safety thing. Yeah. I mean, I think that there's, I've never shot one, but I know quite a bit about them. I think there's uses out there. It may not be the most appropriate thing for every use, but there are uses for the judge and all of that stuff. Let's see here. Wayne says suppressors are always a good time. Absolutely. People talk about want to shoot full auto. And then you don't hear that many people ever saying, "Oh, I want to shoot suppressed," because I think what they think it is well, it's going to be boring. It's going to be shooting something suppressed is not what you hear or see on movies. Very few things are going to sound like the movie quiet silence of suppressors. So there are some that you should put 22, or something like that. But if you never shot a suppressed weapon before, it's different. It's going to be different for most people than what you anticipated. It's still relatively loud. It's not as loud. You can, the whole purpose is not having to wear maybe ear protection or whatever, but it's not going to be silent. It's not what you hear in the movie. So shooting suppressed is fun.
And it's also recoil mitigation, big time.
It is. Yeah. And it's going to maybe people don't realize that it is going to help with recoil. It's going to help you get more accurate targets, especially the follow-up shots are going to be a lot more accurate with the suppressors. So yeah, there are actual reasons, not just the hearing side of it. Let's see here. Here you go for you guys. Guy in our area had a Henry Survivor 22 for sale on Facebook, and it was talking to him about the price. He said sold. First of all, selling a firearm on Facebook may not be the smartest thing in the world, but a Henry 22, that sounds like something Clover. We want to talk about something like that. Is that a fun one to shoot?
Don't like them.
Yeah.
The Henry, to my knowledge, any other survival style. It's not just the Henry, but there's actually several different ones. The rear sights on them. I mean, if you put a scope or something on them, and then you can't fold it up in the stock and all that, they're not so bad. But the rear sights are horrible, man. They're all plastic, and the mount and everything else is plastic, and they get loose on you. And over time, they're a nightmare.
Yeah. I've got one. I don't have any problems with it.
Yeah.
I don't ever shoot it really though either.
Yeah, take it out and shoot it.
I mean, I shoot some, but not much.
Get you a few thousand rounds through it and all of that back and forth out to the range and in and out of the case. And
it's really ammo finicky, though. I know that. Mm-hmm. You don't shoot just your Remington Thunderbolt through it. Well, you can, but you're going to cycle it most of the time.
Probably, and I don't know what the guy's asking price or, we don't know all of that. Maybe he'll clue us in on that. But my guess is going to be for the money. And I like Henry stuff, don't get me wrong. But for the money, you could get a much better 22 for probably the same amount of money.
Yeah, $200 you can buy a Marlin Model 60 or probably used 1022.
You can find a new one if you can get one on sale somewhere.
You said $200
Black Friday or something. Yeah, Black Friday or something. You can get a 1022. You certainly can get a Model 60. Yeah, agree. Yeah, you can get into the Savage Mark II bolt action stuff, which is, you can almost shoot competition with one of those. They're so accurate.
So Jacob said that the sale price was $200. Do you think that's a little high then, is what you're saying?
No, I mean, not for the Henry. No, I'm not saying that price was high. I'm just saying for that
price. You're saying for the same money, you
can get a better rifle because if the sights are going to work loose and you're going to get frustrated, but because you took it out 3 days ago and plinked cans and now you're hitting them and now you can't hit them at all. It's because the sight worked loose and the frustration that you have with that. And the ammo you run through before you figure it out and whatever is, yeah. And as Snob said, it's ammo finicky too, a little bit.
Yeah. I'm going to run this, not just a Clover. I'm going to run this through the whole room. So Carolina, Snob be thinking, I'm not going to answer this because there's two deciding factors that knows that I won't answer this question because I can't. One of them is Marlin, and 2, lever action. So I'm taking myself out. No. But Wayne wants to know, Clover, what you think about the Marlin Dark Series 4570.
Marlin, I'm okay with Marlin. I would prefer an old Marlin. Quality certainly has dropped over the years. I don't have a problem with it at all. 4570 is an awesome cartridge, and Marlin still not as good as it once was, but still a good rifle.
Sure. Carolina, what about you? Do you have any not just this particular Marlin, but any Marlin, but do you have any experience with a Marlin Dark Series 4570?
No, I never shot any lever action, tell you the truth, rifle. I love to try one. So I really don't have any experience on any lever action rifles at all.
Yeah. I've got a Winchester 30-30, and I've shot it a few times. I'm not a big lever action guy, but I've got one, but I've never shot a Marlin with that. So, Snob, what about you? Marlin Dark Series 4570.
Well, as much as I'm anti not wood and blued lever actions, I kind of like the looks of them and those X model Henrys both. I kind of want one or the other, to be honest, but yeah, I'm sure they're fine. I know they have their quality control issues with Marlin now.
Yeah. Let's see here. Okay, so there was one of those that someone asking up here. Here you go, Philo. It's going to be a fun one. For me, a fun gun is all the trigger. Give me a good 1.5 pound trigger, and I'll smile all day. I would tend to agree with that as well. I love, especially on a competition or something like that. A 1.5 pound trigger is great, especially on like an AR. Love it, PCC. I'm not so sure that I'd want to have someone new running through a 1.5 pound trigger. That's just me. It's a safety issue. What do you guys think? Newbies, keep them at a what? 3 to 5 pound trigger, or are you okay with a 1.5 pound hair trigger?
I don't know that I'd be okay with the 3, but it kind of depends on the trigger. You got a lot of aspects to the trigger, and people want to talk about the weight. And you've got the pre-travel, you've got the weight, you've got the brake, you've got the wall, you've got the reset, you've got all these other factors that come into play. So, even at 3 pounds, for me, it would depend on the rest of the attributes of the trigger. 5, be more like it.
Yeah. Snow, what about you? 1.5 pound trigger for someone who's just kind of either
give them a Sigma or a Bodyguard or a Sky, and then
that 12 pound
that builds up their strength in their fingers too.
Yeah. Well, and here's another thing.
If you give a Bodyguard the 12 pound trigger, they may not ever come back.
Well, and another thing that you have to keep in mind, and this is one thing coaching for years and stuff, is you would get these kids in there, and their parents would buy them like the latest, greatest, nicest, coolest thing right out of the gate, right? And because they've got something of that caliber right out of the gate, they don't develop basic fundamentals and skills, right? Because they don't have to overcome, heavy triggers or, whatever it might be, right? They don't have to overcome all of that with fundamentals. And so when you give somebody something like that, in a way, it's a situation to where, are they going to appreciate that it's a 1.5 pound trigger, because they got no frame of reference at that point, and they've got no skills to use it correctly anyway.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that Fee was wrong. I was just saying I saw that and I thought, well, let's add this to the conversation about newer shooters. But yeah, we're going to get ready to get to our favorite plinking guns or whatever. Okay. Let's see here. Carolina, what about you? 1.5 pound trigger for someone newer to firearms, yes or no?
I don't think it'll be a good way to start, especially if you're new to firearms. I think just a standard trigger, whatever you're shooting, I think it's more of a safety issue, in my opinion.
No, I tend to agree with that as well. This is for any of you guys. How good of a deal do you think an M1 carbine or M1 Grand for $1,000 is?
Not very.
If you get to Tulsa in November for the Wanamaker, you'll be surprised at what you can find for a lot better deals.
Yeah, now I don't know. I haven't looked at any of those in the market now. And the market now is super inflated, but not too terribly long ago, you could get a rack.
$1,000 right now may be a good deal for all the crazy.
You could get a rack grade Garand just even a few months, less than a year ago. You could find a rack grade Garand for $600 or $700, and you could certainly get M1 carbine for that.
Absolutely, yeah. I remember I saw a carbine. It's probably 8-9 months ago for about $450 actually. Now it was beat up to hell. It wasn't in greatest shape, but for $450 you could spend a couple $100 and get it back to where you want it, and still only be in it for $650, $700. So,
well, and are you buying a shooter, or are you buying something to hang on the wall to look pretty?
This is true as well. Yeah,
that's another
the quality
thing.
of it. if it's already been restored, it's already up on, I mean, there's no telling.
Without some modification, it's not good to run commercial grade 30-06 through a Garand. So you're looking at specialty 30-06 ammunition, unless you reload, of course. And then 30 carbine for the Emerald and Garand is not, because I had to, my beloved Patreon people voted, here a while back, voted that one in for the lawn chair pop. And I got to looking and I didn't have any 30 carbine and I had to order it from, I forgot where, and it wasn't super cheap.
Yeah. So maybe you can help with this one. Is Wanamaker still a go as of right now? Have you heard anything one way or the other?
I haven't heard anything, but I know they got a stupid mask order till after the 30th of November. I don't know what's going to happen there, but they can't enforce it. So the TPD came out and said there's nothing we can do to enforce it. So,
well, we have a statewide mask order now who started last week, and it sucks. But I mean, even the governor has said, I mean, there's no way to enforce it because they're saying, look, we don't want people calling 911 to complain about someone not wearing a mask in Walmart.
Well, they told me back in April that it was a go. Oh, we're not gonna, we're not shutting it down. It's too big of a deal, and blah blah blah, and all, which it is. And then like a week later,
they shut down.
They shut it down. I'm hearing now that it's shut down. Right? That's what I'm hearing now.
Oh, they're hearing that the November show's shut already?
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing from the people that run the show right now, is that it's not going to happen. But who knows? I mean, they made a liar out of me in April, so next week that may all change.
Yeah, that sucks.
Well, they just had the Home and Garden show there, so that kind of shocks me. I mean, I don't doubt you. I'm just saying, I'm just shocked.
Now, let me ask you this. Not that you would know, because I don't, maybe you did go to the Home and Garden show, but is there as many people there? Is there 25,000 people?
I doubt there's Wanamaker? No, I doubt there's as many people there, but I'm just saying they did have that in the same building. I'm sure it's still a pretty good size deal.
Yeah, I mean, and I know that people, if you've never been to Wanamaker, I mean, it's the world's largest gun show, and it's massive. There's thousands upon thousands of tables. If they were to take only half the tables, you still have a shit big show, but it might actually work out well to actually be able to move around in that building. If they only,
you might actually be able to see half of it over the weekend,
right? At least, maybe half of it, but yeah, you would be able without. What do they say right now? It's like 4.5 seconds if you were to spend see every table, or it was some stupid number like that.
I walked the last time we was there. I walked the entire show. Right, I walked by every single table
without stopping.
I did not stop. Well, you knew you was with me.
Yeah, you stopped. I mean, but you didn't stop at every table.
So I was eyeballing things on the table as I was walking. But I walked every single aisle and by every single table without stopping, to speak of anyway. And it took me over half a day just to walk it. Over a half a day.
Yeah, no doubt. That's not stopping at all. That's just walking. All right, so let's kind of have fun with this for the last segment of this. Is we talked about our favorite guns to shoot. If you were to tell someone, hey, I'm looking to get a gun, but it's not going to be for self-defense. I mean, any of them could be used for self-defense, obviously, but it's not going to be a primary objective. It's just to go out and have a fun time at the range and all that. Carolina, I'll start with you. Name one or two or three guns that you sit there and say you want to have an absolute blast going to the range. Then you should look at maybe these two or three. What would you say?
Some type of 22, at least a semi. I say something very inexpensive like a Taurus. Just something inexpensive if you're taking it out for a range. You can always use it for self-defense as well.
Sure. Snob, what about you? Is there a gun out there that just comes to your mind to sit there and say, if you want to have just a really good time shooting, what would that be?
Rifle would be pistol carbine, and would probably be a PC carbine. I love that gun. That gun is a blast to shoot. And I would say either a 9mm 1911 or like a 5906 or something heavy.
Heavier, bigger, sure. Yeah.
9, something in 9mm. Those things are just like shooting a 22 when you get a steel frame 9mm.
Yeah. Clove, what about you? What's some good fun ass guns that people just enjoy shooting and having a good time with?
I tend to say go 22 as well, but I'm gonna say go. Go with something that you're going to be able to hit those cans with and really do some precision stuff and hit, aim small, miss small on it and really push to the limit and play around with. So I'm gonna say you're gonna go with a probably a Buck Mark, Ruger Mark, or Smith and Wesson Victory.
Okay. For me, and there's several of them. I like where Snob went with the PCC. I've got an 8.5 inch 9mm pistol right over here, and it's an absolute blast in normal situations. Cheap, readily available ammo for 9mm is a great one. I'd say the most fun I've had shooting in a long time. Let me move out of the way here. Is this one? This is I can't really see the lighting, but anyways, this is the MP5 clone in 22 LR, and like I said, this thing is an absolute blast. I've got a flashlight. See if I can flash it on here to see if that's any better or not. But this thing is an absolute blast to shoot. I love it. It's more fun, kind of like where Clover is right now with that black powder rifle that just kind of brought you into it. I love this thing. And 22 LR, once again, normally we're talking readily available, very cheap ammo, but I would say like a 9mm PCC. I like where Snob went also is if you're going to shoot a handgun, maybe something a little bit bigger frame that might be able to a 9mm 1911 or something like that. A good idea. Probably wouldn't go with a little pocket 380. Just going to be way too much to have fun. Now, Jace out there, I like where he's going with this. The M&P 22, great one. I've shot a bunch of that. I don't own one of those yet. I will because I'm starting to get into the 22 game. But I shot a bunch of those because a lot of people utilize those for PCC divisions of IDPA and Steel Challenge and all that. That's a very popular one. That M&P 22 is a really, really good one. Joe, let's see here. Joe says Ruger Mark IV.
If you're gonna go Ruger, the Mark IV is the much easier takedown for cleaning and everything else. So yeah, definitely Mark IV.
Now this is kind of surprising to me, but Rich says his wife's favorite gun to shoot of his is the Smith & Wesson 627 in frame 357 revolver. So I mean, great, that's awesome. It's surprising to hear that. I would not have thought that would be the first choice of hers to go with, but awesome.
My wife gravitates to the Beretta 92s, which is
she's got great taste.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Obviously, she's married to me, but yeah, that's kind of weird. It's a bigger handgun.
I'm gonna mute him for a second because that was completely uncalled for. Okay, go ahead. Sorry about that.
What did I do?
Oh, you said that she has great taste because she married you, so I had to mute you for a second. Anyways, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's kind of unique a little bit because it's a big handgun. So
yeah. Okay, did I miss something up there? Because Mario, by the way, what's up, Mario? Says pistol caliber carbine is PCC. Yeah, maybe someone didn't understand what we were saying. PCC. I might have missed something, but yeah, PCC is pistol caliber carbine. It's a lot of it is an AR style, either a pistol or rifle, but it's chambered in 9mm 40, 45 a pistol caliber carbine. So yeah, they're fun as hell. I love them. Got several of them. Got a lot more coming, but yeah, I really do like PCCs. And like I said, most of the time, when you're not in an ammo crisis, 9mm or 40, 45, not even 45, but especially 9, 40, 22 LR, you can still consider that a PCC, I guess. I don't know. Do you guys consider 22 LR a pistol caliber?
No.
Or do you just consider it its own separate things? It can be run in pretty much anything.
No, 22 is considered a rifle caliber, and then it's also available in pistols. That's why it's called a 22 long rifle.
Well, I get that, but the reason why I say that is I do know that there are some Walmarts when they went the thing of not selling handgun ammo, not my local one, but I have been to certain Walmarts that consider that 22 LR is a handgun ammo and they don't sell it anymore, which I think is interesting.
Well, and some that do, which all the ones around me still do, they also do you have to be 21 to buy it. Like handgun ammunition. Yeah. Handgun ammunition, at least around here, all of that is under the discretion of the managers. There's a lot of leadway and all that. But around here, when they did have the handgun ammo and stuff, you had to be 21 in order to buy the handgun ammo. You had to get shot shells and rifle at 18. And yes, even then they lumped the 22 long rifle in with the handgun because it can be used for both.
Yeah. Whoops, wrong one. What about 22 mag? I'll answer that. What about 22 mag?
22 mag's fun. I've come to like and appreciate the 17 HMR over the 22 Magnum.
That's one of the very few calibers that I can actually find is 17 HMR.
Yeah.
Don't have anything to shoot it with, but I can find the ammo. This is going to be a great one. I want to start out because I think other people might say what I'm going to say, so I want to get it in before anyone else. What do you think the most budget affected 9mm carbine? People, I'm telling you, people are going to laugh, whatever it is, but people that actually know, they know. If you're looking for a great 9mm carbine that's going to cost you under $250, it's going to be heavy, it's going to be bulky, it's going to run, and it's going to be awesome to shoot, is High Point. Don't let anyone shame you out of a High Point carbine. Yes, you can laugh about their handguns. Their carbines are for real. They're really, really good. So, High Point 9mm carbine, you can get brand new for under $250. Well, most of the time, I don't know what they are now, but most of the time you can get them for under $250. Carolina, what about you? A really good budget-friendly 9mm carbine.
Doesn't that Kel-Tec has one that folds in that 9mm?
What's the sub 2? The sub 2000? They have it in 940. They have different ones, but yeah. Yes, you can get that. How much of those things run these days, guys?
Right now, it's crazy. We looked at them the other day.
Normally,
$400 to $500 or so.
I was thinking they were around 400 before all this.
Right now, 800.
Right.
That's great.
I wish I had a couple.
Yeah.
Right.
What about you guys? Snob, Clover, good budget-friendly 9mm carbine.
I agree with you on the High Point, but here's what I would say. I'm not a big fan aesthetically of the new High Points. But I've got the older one, the old 995. So I would say pick up an old 995 and then get the stock that makes it look like a Beretta Storm. And for about the same money that you could probably buy a brand new High Point, you would have a High Point, but I mean, as you said, it's reliable and everything else, and it would look cool.
My Storm's sitting right over here in the safe. I wish I could pull out that thing is fun as hell to shoot. It's not budget friendly necessarily. Normally $600-$700, maybe up to $800 depending upon where you get it. But obviously now it's not going to be cost effective, but the Beretta CX4 Storm is fun as hell to shoot. I love that thing. Snow, what about you? Anything that we haven't mentioned yet that you want to bring up?
I mean, yeah, the High Point's great, and then like I said, my Rigger PC carbine, and those are normally $500 if you can find them right now.
Yeah, for sure. PC carbine's good. I'm still waiting on my charger. I mean, I've been waiting 3 or 4 months for it. There's no telling when my charger's going to get here. I can't wait to get that in there. Wayne Barnard, any advice on how to get in a long-range competition shooting? That's a great question. I'm actually eventually I'm really going to be pushing into having that's my next competition is doing some long range. I really kind of got the bug a little bit. I can't remember what the organization is. Do you guys know what the organization is that handles most of the long range shooting stuff? There's an organization that runs a lot of them. I can't remember what it is, but they've got a website. I'm sure you just Google it. You guys do any long range competition or know anyone that does that could help out with how is that first step?
I don't.
No, I don't either. That's something I'd love to do. Really would. Excuse me.
Social media, Google searches, find things in your area. I mean, most of the stuff, I mean, unfortunately, a lot of the stuff is not, it's just not out there in the forefront and advertised when you're talking about shooting sports in general, like it should be. I can tell you that there's a website called iClays, and it's spelled just like that. The letter I, CLAYS. And at first you would think iClays, that's for shotgun, competition stuff, but actually they have all different kinds that's listed on there. So maybe jump on there, look at your state, and then kind of whittle it down, do a little research from there and go, oh, well, there's a competition here in this town at this range, call that range and figure out where club's at to join.
Yep. You can find anything online these days. So, Kat says, love my PX4 Storm. So do I. I've got that sitting right over there, too. I mean, I wish I could. This is the sad thing about not being able to show firearms live anymore, handling firearms. The PX4 Storm is a great one. The CX4 Storm is an absolute blast. There's one regret that I got rid of. Now, I did get a good deal. I had a CZ Scorpion, phenomenal gun. It was great. I like the CX4 better for me personally, but I'm a Beretta guy instead of not really a CZ guy. The Scorpion's great. It's not cost effective, but I had a CZ Scorpion. I traded it for a CX4 Storm and a PX4 Storm. So I think I got a pretty good deal out of that. So, there's a lot of great ones out there. But cost effective, I don't think anything's cost effective right now. I mean, nothing's cost effective. Let's see here. Any difference between practice? Okay.
I'll throw a link in the chat out there to Precision Rifle Series. So that's that's the organization you were probably talking about for
that's the one. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. I think that's what Woodland, when he was shooting long range stuff a few years back, I think that's one that he was shooting with and all that. But I know they've got all sorts of stuff. They've got 1-man shoots, they got 2-man team shoots, they got all sorts of stuff, and that's something that I think would be blast is to do long range precision. Even though I'm not a precision guy or a long range guy, but if you're gonna push yourself to get a new discipline, that's probably the one that I would love to go do. So, all right, so we've kind of given some advice and all that. We've given some good guns maybe to go out and have fun with, our favorite little plinking guns. So we're going to ask some questions to Carolina since he's new to the show and everyone else has kind of gone through these. You don't have to answer these if you don't want, but we like to kind of have some fun with these kind of quick answered questions. So what's the first gun you ever bought yourself?
If I remember correctly, it was a Taurus Millennium. Yeah, okay. Then that's what was my first ever handgun I bought.
Yeah, that you actually bought. Yeah, you still have it?
No, I wish I did.
Yeah, I don't have the first gun I bought either. Sucks, but let's see here. There's another good one I always ask: is no NFA? There's no such thing as an NFA? Price of the gun's not an issue. You've got all the money in the world. Ammo's not an issue. What is your dream gun?
Oof, that's a hard one. There's many of them.
Yeah.
I'd say a real true MP5 fully armed.
I knew I liked you. MP5 is one of my favorite guns ever. I was lucky enough to shoot some real ones.
And that's why I'm waiting for Palmetto State Armor to hurry up and get theirs out.
Well, they're not going to have a real MP. They're going to have basically the version of an SP5, which, the semi-automatic version. If you want to have fun, go shoot a real MP5, and man, it is a blast to shoot. But yeah, I'm waiting for that. I would love to go get an HK SP5 eventually. I'm too damn poor to buy one. I've asked PSA the last 2 years at SHOT Show, and they keep saying, "Oh, maybe by the end of the year," and then ask them again this year, "Oh, maybe by the end of the year." So I can't wait because as soon as they're ready to go, they're going to sell out. If they could pre-book them right now and sell out of them, but who knows if they're going to come out. But yeah, MP5 is great. Clover, do you have any kind of fun questions to ask. I know you like to ask some different kind of questions, but people might not know much about Caroline. We're going to give him time to plug his stuff, but people might like answering questions, get to know him a little bit. You got any questions you want to ask him?
I want favorite TV series of all time.
There you go.
I think everybody's going to have me on this one. But my favorite TV series is The Walking Dead.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's a lot of. I quit watching it several years ago, but I know people still watch it. I mean, they're coming back for another season, I think. So they're still,
But I do have a new one now. It's called Snowpiercer.
Is that about the train?
Is that a series?
Yes, they just ended about a month ago, I think it was.
The train that's like the only survivors in the world were on this train or something like that?
Yeah, there's 1,000 carts, and then you just keep going around and around.
Now,
I knew it was a movie, but I didn't know it was a series.
Yeah. It's on TNT, I think it was. Yeah.
Okay. I gotta try to find that one now. Good Lord.
I have to tend to agree. I mean, I would love to own an MP5, but if I wanted to go like ultimate, minigun's got to be up there for me. I love that minigun; would just be badass to have. I don't know if you guys ever seen The Accountant, the movie with Ben Affleck. It's one of the few Affleck movies that I actually liked. I thought he did a great job in. But they're going through his house. They said, "What is this guy? He's got all these security cameras in the back." And one of the FBI agent says, "Well, he's got all this stuff, security in the back. What's he protecting the front of the house with?" The guy pulls back a drink. There's a fucking minigun sitting there in the window. Like, that's how he's protecting the front of the house with a minigun. Love miniguns. But yeah, MP5 got to be up there. Any more questions there, Clove?
Oh, no, I'm good.
Okay, Snob, you have any questions you want to ask Carolina?
Boxes of brief. No, I'm just kidding.
None.
Oh wow!
Oh, okay. That's just going down a dark hole.
That's how you save money right there.
How you think I can afford ammo?
Right.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah. Okay. Do you think a hot dog's a sandwich?
No.
Okay, I agree with that. What about Slim Jims? Are they considered candy?
Candy? I don't think so.
All
Okay.
right, kick him out.
Have you ever shit yourself after eating Taco Bell, Snob? I mean, I'm sorry, I should have said that.
No, definitely not.
Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
All right, Luke or Han?
Ooh.
Say Chewbacca.
Right.
No, Baby Yoda. I say Luke.
There you go. All right. So I'm going to give everyone, I'm going to start with Carolina. Carolina, you're new to the chat, so people out there that might not know much about you, why don't you give a few minutes and give your plugs, where they can find you, what kind of content you're doing, any projects that you have coming up. Go ahead and plug your stuff real quick.
Yeah, sure. Again, I appreciate it for the invite, and really had a good time. I'm always learning on everybody's channel, learning something new, of course. But yeah, you can find me pretty much anywhere on just about every social media nowadays. Carolina ADC, pretty much anywhere. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, simple as that.
Now, I will say this. There is a channel out there. I didn't know if you realize there's a channel called Carolina EDC. Is that someone different than you? Because there's yours is Carolina EDC Reviews, but there's also one Carolina EDC. Is that a separate one? Or is that like a B channel for you?
No, I don't have another channel. I wasn't even aware there was another one.
Yeah, it's just called Carolina EDC. I'm not saying go all guns and gadgets and have the guy kicked off YouTube, but people let you know that was happening. There's another one out there called Carolina EDC. So if you're looking for and you're Googling, at least on YouTube, look for Carolina EDC Reviews, not Carolina EDC. So
correct.
You have any projects kind of going on that you want to tell people that might be coming down the line here?
Yeah, I have a lot of stuff coming up in the back burner. I got a lot of new stuff coming up as well. I'm hoping to reach, hopefully soon, 5,000 subscribers, so I can. I wanted to give a complete upper away, so hopefully that'll happen soon. But yeah, I'm always looking to give back to all my supporters, subscribers, and also for helping out to get where I am now. It's been a long road for sure, But we learn as we go. We help each other out. That's what we're here for. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Jacob, I don't know how old you are. Your profile, your avatar picture kind of shows me that you might be young, but it might be your son or something like that. I don't know, but you're throwing out some TV shows out there. You and I could probably get along. I love A-Team. I love Hogan's Heroes. Hogan's Heroes is hilarious. Knight Rider, I used to love that. I haven't seen it forever, but I used to really like Gilligan's Island. He's 22. 22 years old and watches Hogan's Heroes. That's awesome. I love Hogan's Heroes.
You could thank Nick at Night for that.
Yeah, there you go. Probably. That's exactly probably what it is. But man, all of those that you mentioned are awesome. Love it. And he said he's never seen Star Trek or Star Wars.
Weird.
Star Trek, I can understand. Nobody should ever watch that.
I agree. I agree with that. One of the newer Star Trek movies I've kind of liked, and I remember The Wrath of Khan back in the days. Love that movie, but I don't watch the TV show. Can't stand any of the Star Trek realm TV shows. But I'm going to say that you've never seen Star Trek or Star Wars. I don't care that you're 22. All the good things that I just said about you have just been taken away. Yeah, never seen Star Trek or Star Wars of any kind. Wow, that's
what about the Gremlins?
I blame the Ewok. I blame the Ewok line.
Well, the Ewoks, I would say.
Do you know what I'm talking about? So on.
I know what Ewoks are.
So the TV show How I Met Your Mother, the character Barney had this thing he called the Ewok line, right? Yeah. So like if you were born before a certain time, then you were still a kid when Return of the Jedi come out, right? And so the Ewoks were cute to you because they reminded you of your teddy bear. But if you were born before a certain point, you were grown up by the time that you've seen Return of the Jedi. And so therefore you would not be a Star Wars fan because you were past the Ewok line.
Okay.
There you go. Still, though, I don't see how it's possible. I don't see, especially now, if you've been inside, you're stuck in your home for 3 or 4 months. How could you have not seen a Star Trek or Star Wars at all? It blows my mind.
All you have to for Star Wars, all you have to do is watch the first one. Honestly, don't even bother with it.
Yeah, the original first one, not episode 1, episode 4.
Not the director cut CGI crap either.
Yeah. Snob says rather watch paint dry. Clover's got a paint dry video out there.
I think I watched it.
I got some targets that need painting, and actually, I think it was Southpaw RX. He sent me some pistol grips for my spray paint cans, even to spice up the Watch the Paint Dry series. So we may have to do that.
Now, what you could really do if you want to have fun, Clover, is you could do the paint dry video in your Jedi outfit.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about all that.
He doesn't tell everyone he has a Jedi
outfit. Boots, well,
this is a secret? Oh, hell, this is wonderful. Yeah, he's got a Jedi outfit with a lightsaber.
I've never seen that.
He's put pictures out there of that.
Yeah, so. It's not a secret. My boots are no good. I need to find me some. If I'm going to do that, I got to find me some more boots.
G23 said some people have to work. I work 70 hours a week. I literally work 7 days a week from 8 to 6. Trust me, I know about work. I think I had 13 days off all of last year. And that's including
Ghost is the hardest working man on YouTube. He's not the hardest working at YouTube, but you're the hardest working on YouTube.
Not at YouTube. No. Anyways, fuck it. All right, Snob, it's your time. Plug away. Talk about some projects coming up. anything you've got that you want to talk about?
Stuff, things. Come check out my channel. Come help me hit 4,000. I'm like 4 or 5 away.
Are you really? Seriously?
Yeah.
Nice.
Guys, if you're out here, and most people out there are, but if you're not subscribed, go to the gun Snob. You got a link you can put out there in the chat. He's only needs 4 or 5 to hit 4,000. Go over there and help him out. I want to make sure he hits this tonight. So that's awesome. Congratulations, buddy. 4,000. That's awesome. Get over there and Jacob and some of the guys out there that may not be subscribed to Snob. Go subscribe to Snob. He does really good stuff, but let's get him to 4,000 as well. And let's go get Carolina to 5. How close are you to 5,000, Carolina?
I'm at 2,300 right now.
Let's get him to 3,000 first, but let's get him to 5,000 as well. Yeah, but you got any? What's next up on the lineup for this old gun there, Snob?
Nothing, because they were too much work and getting not enough views. So,
you're done with this
on hold for now. So,
you know what was happening, right? I mean, let's be honest. He won't admit it publicly, but I'll spill the beans. Clover was so pissed off that you stole his idea about that he was personally doing everything he could to shadow ban every one of those videos and no one watched it.
Yeah. Exactly right.
They just didn't do as good as I'd like to do for as much work.
Mario, he got you, and he was 4,000. So congratulations, Snob. You hit 4,000. Fantastic. Cool. Is that true? Did you refresh your numbers?
I went over here. I wasn't even on that page.
Okay.
No, I'm at 93. I think I went down one. Really?
You see the pool that I have?
I was 94.
He's actually lost subs. That's fucking hilarious. Thanks to my viewers for fucking Snob. See, that sucks. Get Snob to 4,000. All right. Are you gonna do your lives anytime soon, or are you kind of giving up?
I might do one. I might do one this week. We'll see. I've been busy. This summer's been really, really busy for me.
Yeah.
I should have another video comparing 3 red dot ready 15-round handguns this week.
So how many?
3 of them.
Okay.
15-round capable.
Are you gonna give out which ones they are, or we have to wait and see?
No, I mean they're the SIG P320X compact, the Canik TP9 Elite SC, and a XL P365 XL.
There you go. Mountain Cat out there says throw some links out there. So throw your links out there, guys, and we'll try to get some guys over there, guys and gals over there to support you.
I put it out there, but you may have to approve it.
What's that?
I said I put it out there, but you may have to approve it. I don't know.
Are you not a mod?
I don't see it out there.
Yeah.
Are you not a mod?
Uh-uh.
Are you kidding me?
He said he threw it out there. I don't see it out there.
Hold on here. I might have to approve it.
Well, I'm a mod. It should pop up for me.
Well, it should pop up for you for sure.
Sure, you didn't put it in a weird chat or something?
No, I'm in here. I'll do it again. Let's do it again.
How are you not a mod? Okay, let's see. You're a moderator, so you're now a moderator.
Now let's see if it'll do it.
So what about Carolinas?
I'm gonna go find Carolina up here. I'll make him a mod. You can put your link out there. Let me go find something that he said out there. And has he said anything out there lately?
Quick question, Clover, while we got you here. How do you get your link to be shorter than it is on your channel?
Oh man, have you got a vanity URL yet? Did you do that where you went into your account settings and set up your vanity URL?
I don't know.
Obviously not. Yeah, you got that when you're like at 100 subs, so you can go there and make it whatever you want, see or whatever. Yeah,
right. I can remember. I might have did, but I don't know. It's just not.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, just type like the number 1 out there real quick, Carolina. I want to make you a mod. So you can
put his link out there.
There's Snobs, finally.
Mm-hmm. All right, I want to make you a mod. If you can add links out there.
Good Lord.
So there you go. I don't know how the hell Snob wasn't a mod. I'm pretty sure you were a mod. It might have taken away from you or something, but you've been a mod for a while. I feel like that.
I don't think I've ever been a mod on your channel. I don't really worry about it. I don't ask or anything.
I know. I don't care about it either, but I just assume it. I mean, I just assume that you've been one for a long time. Anyways, all right. Clover, you have anything you want to plug and all of that, and talk about some projects coming up or anything like that?
I need to plug my B channel, which is Carolina EDC.
Not EDC Reviews, Carolina EDC.
Oh, it's not reviews. It's just Carolina EDC. That's my B channel. So,
good one. I looked it up too, and I was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll throw my link out there, but I mean, good Lord, if you're
are you a mod on my channel, Clover?
Yeah,
I don't know
if I'm on the right account. I am. Yeah. I don't know. I've been dropping videos Saturdays and Sundays. There won't be an after hours Thursday because that's my anniversary. So,
there you go.
Just so everybody knows. So good opportunity to announce.
He's been married for 58 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was married when he was 4, but he looks good for a 62-year-old.
Right. Exactly.
Well, thanks for coming on, guys. I've got a video dropping sometime. I don't remember exactly when it's if you're a patron, it's already over on Patreon, and it's over on the Discord Patreon only thing as well. I can't remember when I scheduled to come out. Sometime latter part of this week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, somewhere. I don't remember. They're saying still no link for Snob. So Snob, what the hell?
It's up there. Scroll up.
I thought so too. But anyways, but I've got a new video coming out, and this was actually something that I had never thought about. I don't know, but I never thought about doing this one. It's a top 5 that I got a comment from someone that said, "Hey, could you do a top 5 on a specific kind of a handgun?" And I said, "Well, hell, that's a great idea." So I did it, and if you're on Patreon, it's already over there. It'll be released in a few days to the public, but be on the lookout for that. Should be a pretty good one. Hope everyone enjoys it. Other than that, obviously, go and subscribe to Clover, to Snob, to Carolina, to all of our friends that are doing a lot of stuff. Gizzard, Gary, Obnoxious, Sarge, Rich White's out there. He does a chat on Saturday nights, Sunday nights, God, I was thinking about budget, but Sunday nights he does This Week Unloaded. So go check him out. Go check out Budget Guns and Gear. All of our guys that do a bunch of stuff. Everyone else out there that puts out videos. G23 does a live chat on Saturdays. Go check out obviously gearreport.com. Me and Clover both write for them, and we also hang out with them quite a bit on chats when we actually can. But yeah, go check out everybody out and support everybody. We need to support everybody within our community, especially people that are trying to get out there. Patron of the Dark says top 5 high points. I mean, I got 2. I did top 2 high points be the handgun, and then number 1 would be the carbine. But yeah, I could do it. I can do one of that.
Well, I can loan you 2 more. I got a Yeet Cannon Gen 1 and the
Yeet Cannon would win for sure.
And the Sidewinder.
No, your custom would win hands down. The greatest high point of all time, honestly. But yeah, need a list. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there that we go out there. Go Patriot of the Dark. God bless. How did I forget about Patriot? Go check out, seriously, and this is not a joke, but go check out him. If you're interested in someone that is, I'm not going to give you how, but he's coming from a different perspective in the gun community than anyone else is out here. Go check Patriot. Like I said, he also has got some stuff coming out here pretty soon that is related to his channel that you guys are going to get a kick out of. This is the last question, and then we're going to get out of here because I am starving balls. Any other suggestions on order of watching Star Wars? Episode 4, Episode 5, Episode 6, and stop.
Agreed.
That's with me.
Agreed. Yeah.
That's with me.
There's a bunch of different ways. Just Google it. Quite honestly, there's a bunch of different ways that people have said you could watch them.
But you don't start with Episode 1. I can promise you that.
No, don't do that.
No. Or you'll never watch the others.
Yep. Exactly.
No doubt. I'm being somewhat facetious. I'll watch any Star Wars movie. I love Star Wars. I'll watch any of them. But in the realm of things, I would say this: to get the realm of Star Wars, watch Episode 4, Episode 5, Episode 6, then go and watch the movie Rogue One. Phenomenal movie. You could actually watch that before Episode 4 if you really wanted to. And then before that, you could go watch Solo, which I thought was a pretty good movie. And then you gotta filter it off, and at the end, go watch on Disney. Go watch the Mandalorian series.
Oh, yeah.
And that's all you need to know about the Star Wars.
You could not even watch the Star Wars movies and just go straight for the Mandalorian.
True. That's fair. That's a very fair statement. Yeah, for sure. Anyways, I got some text. I hope this is something I need to read.
We got another season of The Mandalorian coming up. Speaking of that, it's not too many more months.
Yeah, well, they said it's supposed to be in August, but I don't know. Is it going to be moved?
I think it was already recorded. They were just waiting to release. I thought they were just doing the editing and all that kind of stuff they've got to do. Let's hope anyway.
Okay, well, like I said, I had originally heard it was going to come out in August, but I didn't know all the stuff that was going on. But I'm hoping not, because
I'll have to go riot. I mean, protest.
Right. Yeah. All right. This is the way. That's correct, Mario. This is the way it's going to be. I'm hungry as shit. I'm going to get out of here. Thanks again for everyone watching live. If you stuck through the last half hour, God bless you. If you've made it this far in replay, or especially in podcast, then you must be on a long trip that you have nothing else to listen to. But thank you for listening and watching. We really do appreciate you. What you got there, Carolina? What kind of rifle is that? I don't know. It's kind of blurry, so I can't really see what kind of rifle. But anyways, guys, go check these guys out. Thanks again for watching / listening. We appreciate you guys. We will see you. Happy anniversary to Clover. I think there was someone else's birthday that just kind of came by. I can't remember. Oh, the Mandalorian. Okay, he's got Mandalorian on his rifle. That's badass. Have you seen, Carolina, have you seen Clover's Mandalorian rifle? If not, oh my good God. Anyways, as Mario says, thumbs up, bitches. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon. Semper Fi.
Later.